crafters, welcome to day number 11 of my Countdown to Christmas series. So that means it's December 11th. We're getting so close to the point where we're halfway to the Christmas countdown, which means we're getting closer to Christmas. So very exciting. I'm super excited about that. So the project I have for you today is just a fun, really simple project, and it can be like an ornament or it can just be decoration that you hang up somewhere else. But we're going to start off with one of these electric tea lights. It's just battery operated, and when you flip them on, it looks like there's a little flame. It's hard to tell on the camera, but it looks very orange. So the basic idea to make it a snowman is instead of leaving it facing with the flame going up like it's a candle, we're going to turn everything like this. And then the flame will look like a carrot nose for our snowman, and we're going to add some little accessories to make them look even cuter. So really you don't need a whole bunch for this project. You're going to need some foam pieces. I've got a big sheet of black foam here that I'm going to make a hat out of, and I've got a little bit of red left over from another project that I'm going to use to make a scarf. Obviously you'll need the tea light. I also have some puffy paint, and I'm going to add things like the eyes and the mouth on with the puffy paint. And last of all, some kind of ribbon or hook or something to hang it up. So I've got this very cute Merry Christmas ribbon that I will be using to hang up my snowman. So let's go ahead and get started on this project. So I'm going to start by turning my light on and looking at it and figuring out which side do I want to be the top, like where do I want the eyes to be, where do I want the mouth to be. So I'm just looking at the nose or the candle to figure that out. So I'm going to have mine about like this. So I'm going to take my puffy paint and shake well before you use it. Squeeze a nice little dot out, same on the other side. And I'm to go along and add a mouth. But there we go, now I've got my face. I'm going to set this aside to dry. And you will want to let it dry 24 hours before you try touching the puffy paint. Next thing we want to do is work on our hat and scarf. So I've got my hot glue gun sitting off to the side, heating up. But for the hat, I'm going to use my candle here, and I will trace around the candle, and I've also got a quarter, and I'll trace around the quarter. And so this size will be for the base of the hat, and this size will be for the top of the hat. Same with the quarter. And now I'm going to cut them out. So I have two circles cut out. This is for the base, and this will be the top part of the hat. So now I want to cut a strip of black out to fill in the sides in between the two pieces. I'm going to make my hat fairly short, so I'm not going to go super wide with this strip. I'll twirl it around to see if it'll fit. And yep, that's going to work nicely. So let me get my hot glue gun out. I'm going to put a strip of glue along the edge here, and then I'll insert this kind of along the inside. Now I've glued it all together, so I'm going to just trim off the hot glue off the top with my scissors. And if you want, you can take a Sharpie and color in where you see the hot glue just to make it all blend in a little bit better. And now all I need to do is glue this top part onto the base of my hat. Also, while the glue is still warm, if any oozes out, you can use something like a pair of scissors. Just kind of scrape that excess glue off of there. So I'm going to set my hat off to the side. And now I'm going to work on making my scarf. So to make my scarf, I'm going to cut a long, thin strip out of my red foam. It can be whatever length you want. It doesn't have to be the exact same thickness all the way around. And I'm going to grab my little snowman here, and I'm just going to twirl this around in a circle and kind of get an idea of how big I might want to make a scarf. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to loop this around in a circle, size it until it's about the thickness I want it to be, and then I'm going to glue the two ends together. So I think I've got the size I want. My glue gun, add a little bit of hot glue right under here. While it's cooling, I'm going to cut two other short little pieces out of here from my red, and these will be like the tail ends of the scarf. So before I add on the tail ends, I'm going to glue this scarf onto the snowman. And I'm gonna let it kind of come up in front of him just a little bit. So I'm gonna set my red piece down and position my snowman onto the scarf. Now you want to make sure as you're gluing these pieces together that you don't cover the battery switch on the back, or that you don't cover the battery plate, or else if your lights burn out, you won't be able to fix your little snowman. Now that that's glued on, I'm going to lay him back this way, and to finish up the scarf, I'm just going to add through little pieces like this as the tail ends. I think it's looking super cute already. And now I'm going to put the hat on the snowman. And there we go, now our snowman is all assembled. The last thing I'm going to do is attach this piece of ribbon to the back of the hat so that way I can hang him up somewhere if I want to. So to do that, I'm going to start by just folding my loop over like this and then glue them together. And then last of all, I'm going to glue this loop right onto the back of the hat. Make sure you use enough glue so that way the snowman doesn't fall off of the tie. And there you have it. Now you have this adorable lighted snowman Christmas ornament. I think it's really cute. This is a great project also for kids to work on because there's not too much involved. The only thing you might want to be careful about is the hot glue gun, but the kids can do the puffy paint, they can cut out the pieces of foam, and it's really simple to assemble. So there you go, this is our cute little lighted snowman that we made using a candle little tea light. So this is a really cute, fun craft. So I hope that this craft was enjoyable for you guys. If it went well, leave me a comment in the description below telling me how many you make. And also there's lots of ways you can really easily spruce them up. You could change a scarf color, you could add some jingle bells, all kinds of little ways that you can make this project your own. But I hope that you enjoyed this project, and if you did, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And until I see you next time, happy crafting! So I was looking at this quarter here that I used to trace out one of my foam pieces, and I was looking at it and I was like, that would be so cool if I checked the date and did some research on it and it ended up actually being like a silver quarter. But I looked at it and it's actually not. So it's just a normal quarter, just 25 cents. I've yet to find one, but maybe one day I will find a special coin. But for now, this is just a normal quarter.